Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at why the spider or caterpillar exercise is, in my opinion, the best exercise to advance your guitar playing, regardless of your skill level. Let's discuss. So number one is going to be finger positioning. Now, finger positioning is the key to actually being able to play, and getting better at guitar is almost entirely about removing friction while playing. So when we're dedicating each finger to a certain fret at all times, like so, it makes it actually possible to learn these patterns. So not having proper finger positioning causes you to play really inconsistent because there is no structure to your technique at all without it. So here's a couple good songs that are really good examples of needing that positioning. Now all songs do need this, but these are some really good examples since they play off of it a lot. Now, you'll have to forgive me for the completely incorrect way of playing Thunderstruck, however, I think it proves a point. So, with each one of those examples, it really comes down to where your hands are. So, I think Mission Impossible is a perfect example of this because what a lot of beginners will do is they'll go like this. Now, that's a lot of effort when you can just go. So, assigning one finger per fret there is extremely important, and that applies to almost any song with that kind of pattern where you're starting here, but you have to go back up towards the nut. So it just adds a lot of friction. Now moving on to what your more intermediate players run into, building up speed is what I personally believe takes the longest time to learn on guitar compared to anything else. And just about every technique revolves around building speed. So think sweep picking, legato, tremolo, alternate picking, selective picking, whatever you can come up with. It almost entirely relies on how fast you can play and process what you are doing. So in order to use this exercise to build speed, you just need to do one simple thing, and that's pushing the metronome click faster. Now, one thing to take note of is not to push it too little at a time, because your brain doesn't really process increases of 1 to 3 very much. It almost kind of sounds the same, so you're not really going to pick up on a whole lot. Now 5, 10, I wouldn't really go past 10, but 5 to 10 is a great increment because that's where you're actually going to see a difference in the music. Also, most songs work off of bass 5 or bass 10, so most of your pop songs, your rock songs are going to be around 120, 110, 105, 100. So you can very easily find songs around there and you can just practice to the click of the metronome, not even the song itself. And that's going to build speed for all of your techniques. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton, that way I can keep on putting out videos like this. Now let's get back to it. And finally, at number 3, we have scales. So what you're going to be looking for when you become more advanced and you want to learn how to solo or write your own music, and that's going to come from working with scales. And since the last 2 points address both your finger positioning and your speed, this allows us to tie it all together and make it musical or even creative. So you can really see especially where finger positioning comes into play like this. Now that's just a super simple version of it, but you can see that it already locks us into place to make sure that our fingers are already in the right spot. It's basically just like the caterpillar exercise, except for we're just cutting out a few things and it makes it musical. Alright, and that wraps that up. So that's the top 3 reasons why I think the caterpillar or the spider exercise is the ultimate exercise for all guitar. Now, if you're having trouble with one of your other techniques, let's say sweep picking, it almost definitely comes down to this exercise because you haven't ironed out the fundamentals enough. So once you get that down, all those other techniques are almost going to come naturally because it's going to be super easy. That being said, I hope you'll have a great rest of your week. See you next time.